the woman implanted the symbiotic parasite into the man. This allowed them to share life and death. Her original plan was to use it for protection in the royal palace. But unexpectedly, the parasite went out of control in their bodies. Now both would suffer the same pain. No matter which one got hurt, she had intended to dance for the regent, to drive a wedge between father and son, making the man rush to her under the parasite's influence. The regent watched as his son, he dared to flirt with his beloved concubine in public. The emperor flew into a rage and ordered the man to be whipped. Everything was going according to the woman's plan. But when the whip struck, an intense pain shot through the woman's back. To avoid drawing attention to her strange reaction, she quickly slipped away when no one was looking. It turned out she was originally a girl from Miaojiang. She had been learning the art of Gu magic from her grandmother every day. Until one day the regent brutally slaughtered her entire village. The mother-in-law wanted the woman to survive. No choice but to push her into that coffin filled with Gu poison liquid. The villagers all perished and she alone survived. Thus, she slept soundly in the coffin for a full 18 years. When she crawled out of the coffin, she swore to avenge all the villagers. So, taking advantage of the regent holding a concubine selection event, she slipped into the procession of selected maidens. Her crimson dress successfully caught the regent's attention. Just as everyone was mesmerized by her dance, the woman quietly slipped the venomous insect into her hand. A drop of poison fell into the wine cup unnoticed. Then she presented the drink, carrying the cup to her enemy with steady hands. After 18 long years of waiting for revenge, she thought this day would finally bring justice. Unexpectedly, the regent suddenly seized her wrist and spilled the wine on the ground. Though her scheme failed, she still achieved her goal of becoming the regent's concubine. I originally planned to find a chance to poison him later in the prince's mansion. Unexpectedly, the adopted son of the regent took notice of her, simply because the man found her identity suspicious, and she deliberately got close to his father. So late at night, on her way back to the palace, he stopped her. Facing the man's questioning, she claimed she was just a palace maid, but the man didn't buy her lies. So he restrained her hands, trying to find anything suspicious on her. As expected, a black box was pulled from her waist. Originally a Miao sacred relic left by her grandmother called Life Exchange, meant to give her granddaughter a fighting chance when life hung by a thread. The man wanted to open the box to see what was inside, but the woman stopped him, fearing the Giyu worms might harm him, with a single swing of his sword. Both the box and the bone worms inside were split in half. The woman was heartbroken, yet she dared not show her anger. Instead, she plotted how to turn the father and son against each other. Little did she know the chance would come so soon. At the concubine selection, the man couldn't take his eyes off her. This made his fiancé extremely jealous. Early next morning, she confronted the woman, intending to teach her a lesson. Though slapped across the face, the woman remained unmoved. She spotted the man standing not far behind his fiancé, then muttered a sarcastic remark under her breath, told her to keep an eye on her man before turning to leave. The fiancé stuck out her foot trying to trip her. The woman took advantage of the situation and threw herself straight into the man's arms. This scene happened to be witnessed by the regent. The fiancé accused the woman of being the prince's concubine, daring to seduce the heir. Instead of supporting his fiancé, the man, she tried hard to explain for the woman. Though the misunderstanding was eventually cleared, it still made the regent suspicious of his adopted son. Meanwhile, the woman started plotting how to use the man as a weapon for her revenge. But unexpectedly, when she returned to her room at night, she found 3 assassins in black trying to kill her. She intended to deal with the killers alone, only to find the man standing behind her unnoticed. To conceal her skills, she had no choice but to hide. After dealing with the 3 assassins, the man pressed his sword against the woman's neck once more. He couldn't believe someone with a clean background would attract such deadly pursuit. Yet the woman was certain he wouldn't harm her, so she stepped forward despite the blade at her throat. Watching the blood drawn, the man quickly withdrew his sword. But the woman showed no intention of stopping, until she walked straight into his embrace. Seizing the moment when the man was off guard, she placed a goo worm onto his hand. From then on, their lives were bound together in life and death. The woman smeared blood from her neck onto the man's lips, declaring that in the end, she had won this game of wits. Back at the manor, the man immediately ordered Yuan to investigate the Miaojiang goo worm. Yet this goo worm had no known cure. Though unwilling, he had no choice but to protect the woman in secret. But his fiancé had no intention of letting the woman go. A woman noticed her intended target was about to whip her maid. She swiftly snatched the long whip from her hand. The fiancé was shocked by the woman's defiance. She ordered her guards to strip the woman and throw her into the snake pit. Reacting quickly, the woman released her venomous insects. The fiancé suddenly felt an unbearable itch all over her body. As she frantically scratched herself, a distinctive mark became visible on her back. The woman stared in disbelief at the revealed pattern, for she bore an identical venomous sigil on her own back. In their family lineage, only the Dai bloodline possesses.
真的这么巧合吗？心落背后到底是疤痕还是骨纹？